guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be about all the series that I have yet to finish. Now I'm only going to be talking about books on my shelf. I'm not going to be talking about other books that I've read from like the library or anything. I'm only going to be talking about books on my shelf, and I'm only going to be including them if I read at least the first book. And also my other specification is I'm only going to be including series that I'm actually planning on reading and finishing. There are some series, the Pretty Little Liars series that I have not yet finished, but let's not talk about that. I'm not planning on finishing it. That's really like the only specifications for this video, and let's get right into this video. And there's two sections to this video. We're doing series that are all published and finished, and then we're doing book series that are not yet completed, but I'm going to be talking about the books that are already published, if that makes sense. You'll get it as I go along. So I'm going to be starting with the series that are completed and all published that I just haven't finished yet. So the first one is the Soul Screamer series by Rachel Vincent. There are 7 books in this series. I just have the volume versions of them. So I have read the first 6 books in the series. So So I have read the first 6 books in the series. The only one I have yet to read is number 7. This is volume 4. I haven't read anything in this volume. It's the last book, which is With All My Soul, and there's 3 little short stories in here. Not yet finished this series, and I'm so ashamed because I loved it so much when I was like 13. I started rereading it so that I could finally get to this last book, and I got up to book 4, My Soul to Steal. So I'm on the 2nd volume. I just need to get on with it, finish rereading all the first 6 books so I can finally get to this last one, because I need to know how things wrap up. I honestly don't remember how the 6th book ends, but I do know that I just really want to see more from all of these characters, and I need to see my ship again because I love them so much. So the next series that I have not yet completed is the Castor Chronicles by Kemi Garcia and Margaret Stoll. So I only own the first 3 books in this series, and this one I'm hemming and hawing about. I do want to continue, but I don't know if I'll ever actually finish it. So the first book is Beautiful Creatures, and I read this back in 2014, and I loved it so much. I flew through it. Absolutely adored it, but it took me too long to pick up the second book, Beautiful Darkness. It took me too long, and then I started watching a whole lot of BookTube. I found out that people absolutely hate the rest of the series. Like, most people love this book and hate the rest of the books. I do believe Jessie the Reader just unhauled this whole series, but I do want to give it a try because I did love this first book, and I actually did start reading book 2. I got up to page 18, and then I decided to read something else. Not because I wasn't enjoying it, I actually did enjoy the first 18 pages. I do really want to read this series very, very soon, and hopefully enjoy it. I'm going to try not to be I'm going to try and not be too critical while reading it. I'm going to try and not think about the bad things that people have said, and I'm going to try and enjoy it because I really, really want to. Next series is the Magisterium series by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. I own the first 3 books. I have no idea if the 4th and I think final book is out yet. I have no idea, but I think it is, or at least it's coming out sometime soon. I don't really know, but I own the first 3 books, and I've only read The Iron Trial, which is book number 1. So I bought the Copper Gauntlet before I even read The Iron Trial because I was going to a book signing and I met them. Look how pretty. So then I read this one, and for some reason didn't jump right into this one. I don't know why, because I did really enjoy The Iron Trial. Now I haven't continued, and I would really, really like to because it's a really fun and enjoyable series. The next series that I've not yet finished, and I actually don't know if the 4th book is out yet. It might, again, be coming out soon. I don't know. But it is the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. So I've only read Red Queen, and then I pre-ordered book 2. I had like full intentions of reading it, but it was also around the time when Cruel Crown came out, which is like a little novella bind-up collection thingy, and I just wasn't interested in it. I started it because I wanted to read it before I got into this book, and I got about 8 pages or something into it, was bored out of my freaking mind, couldn't push myself further, so I ended up unhauling that book last year, if you guys saw my unhaul. But I do really want to continue on and get to this book, although I've heard kind of disappointing things about the 3rd book. I do really want to reread Red Queen and get to Glass Sword because I would really like to enjoy this series, because just look at these covers, like they're beautiful. And the next series is the Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. I've only read the Raven Boys, and I also only own the Raven Boys, but I do really want to continue on with the series. I actually tried to listen to the audiobook the other day, but the narrator is awful. I turn it on and it's this like male, like a deep male voice, and he's very slow and kind of creeped me out a little bit. And then I went down into the comments to see if anyone else had said anything, and they said that he sounded like Trump, and that just really put me off. And I was like, no, I cannot listen to these audiobooks. I can't. And so I couldn't do it. And I also tried to get the Dream Thieves from school library, but it was in the paperback edition, which is very crinkly and stiff and not my ideal paperback to read. So I also didn't read that. I would like to continue reading because I did enjoy this first book and I really like the characters and I want to see more from them. And the next series is the Sea of Shadows series, or the first book, Sea of Shadows, and I read this in 2014 and I bought the sequel when it came out, so I've only read this one and I did enjoy it. I just think I didn't read it at the right time in my life, so I never went on to this one. And I believe this is a trilogy that is completed all out into the world. I really just need to reread this one because again I remember absolutely nothing, and get into the sequel because again these books are freaking beautiful and I'd really like to read them and get the 3rd one, because the 3rd one is again very pretty and I've had to hold off on buying it because I haven't read this one yet. So I need to get my crap together and read these, and I would really like to read them soon. The next series that I still need to complete is the White Rabbit Chronicles. So there are 4 books out in this series and I have read the first 3. So I've read Alice in Zombieland, Through the Zombie Glass, The Queen of Zombie Hearts, and I have yet to read A Mad Zombie Party. And then the last completed series to finish is The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings. This is a duology and I've only read this first book. I was gonna read The Death Code right immediately after reading this one, but none of my bookstores have it in stock at the moment, and for some reason I haven't actually checked the library. Probably should. But I need to get to the sequel before I forget all the details in this one, and then that's the problem with most of the series I haven't finished yet, is because I don't remember what happens in the previous books. So I need to get on to the sequel before I forget everything. Okay, so now for the unfinished series that I have yet to read. First one we have here is the Dark Artifices trilogy by Cassandra Clare. So the only books that are out are the first 2. We're still waiting on book number 3, which comes out this December. I've read Lady Midnight. I read it shortly after it came out. I bought Lord of Shadows on release day and just didn't read it. And now it's been almost 2 years since this book came out and since I've read it, so I don't really remember much of anything. I have a really bad memory when it comes to books and all the details and such, so I don't really remember anything about this book, so I really need to reread it before I get on to this behemoth of a book. And I really want to get to these because I really love Lady Midnight. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I just don't remember anything about it. And the next series that I have yet to finish is the Throne of Glass series. I didn't feel like holding all the books because they're big and heavy, but I do have the books that I haven't finished. So I haven't read The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, which is the prequel novella collection to the series, and I also haven't read the 5th book, which is Empire of Storms. So these are the only ones that I own that I haven't read yet. I do not own Tower of Dawn, but I also haven't read that one, obviously, since I haven't read this one. I need to catch up, and I am planning on participating in a chapter by Aisha's. I think that's how you say her name. I'm so sorry if I messed that up. But she's hosting a Throne of Glass read-along in preparation for the last book that's coming out this September. So I will be participating in that read-along and reading at least one of these a month starting this month. So The Assassin's Blade needs to be read soon. And then the next series that I have yet to finish, and the last series on this list, is the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, also by Sarah J. Maas. Again, it didn't feel like holding the books. They're heavy, but I haven't read A Court of Wings and Ruin yet, and A Court of Frost and Starlight comes out May 1st, so I am planning on reading this either end of April or beginning of May. But I actually did start reading this book when it came out. Again, I bought this on like almost release day. It was either on release day or like a few days after release day. I got up to page 40 and I think I just wasn't in the right headspace for a high fantasy book. I really just need to get into the mood, and I am slowly getting more into the fantasy mood. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Give it a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Comment down below what your unfinished series are, or if you haven't read these books, or if you have read these books. Let me know all the things down below. Also subscribe if you have not yet already. The red button is just down there below waiting for you to click on it, so just do it a favor and go click on it. I'd really appreciate it. Also hit the notification bell right beside it so you get notified every time I post a new video, which will hopefully be quite often. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.